What is your reason for becoming a police officer? What is your desire, and is it for yourself or is it for others? Let's discuss. Hey, before we get started, I have two gifts in the description for you. One is the Getting Started workshop. It's going to walk you through every part of the hiring process. And there's extra hidden bonuses in there to include the police candidate eligibility exam. Take it, see how you do. The other one is the free coaching call with myself and the other instructors. We have a bunch new instructors, a bunch more times so that we can facilitate all the questions that you have. Now, getting into law enforcement, what is your reason? Is it pure? Is it for yourself? Is it for your family? Is it for the community? Let me be clear about this, and I want to kind of give you part of an answer to a question, which is why do you want to become a law enforcement officer? And this isn't me teaching you how to cheat on the board interview. No, this is a personal belief that I feel that every law enforcement officer should have. Law enforcement is a service, right? It's a service and it's a sacrifice. No one here is ever, or no one in law enforcement is ever held to the ground and forced to apply to become a law enforcement officer. And we need to remember that as law enforcement officers, law enforcement candidates, that we're not forced to do this. We're not scripted service like some countries have for military. Conscripted service like some military organizations in other countries. Here, it's completely voluntary, just like our military law enforcement, completely voluntary. Yes, the benefits are great. The pay is increased tremendously, and now it's fantastic, right? But no one forces us. So we're volunteering for the sheer fact that we want to make a difference, whether we want to make a difference on our family members, right? Maybe you have children and you want them to be proud of what you're doing. Maybe you are, you want to do a job that you can be proud of, right? Have a career that you can be proud of. Maybe you want to serve the community. That's the big one right now is you have to want to serve the community because that is the job. The job is not going out there and running down and getting into gunfights and always chasing suspects on foot pursuits and vehicle pursuits. That's Hollywood. All right. That's not the case. Can that happen? Absolutely. Does that happen? Absolutely. Right. But it's not the everyday, day in and day out. The job is not to go out there and tax people with tickets, right? That's not the job. The job is you give someone a ticket because they broke the law and put the rest of the community in danger, right? Maybe they were driving erratically. Maybe they were speeding beyond what any safe consideration would be, right? That is the job. It's your service to the community, and the one individual doesn't overrun the entire community. Oh, I'm running late to pick up my child from daycare. Well, that doesn't mean that you're allowed to come out here and speed and weave in and out of cars on a busy highway on a Friday afternoon when everyone else is trying to get home, possibly causing accidents. No, you're going to get a moving violation for that, right? That also doesn't mean like, oh, hey, you come out here and someone forgets to put on a turn signal and you stop them for that and they say, hell, my apologies. I thought I did. And then you try the turn signal and it's not working. Doesn't mean you got to write them a ticket for that. You just say, hey, do me a favor, go get this turn signal fixed. If we catch you again without it, you're going to get a ticket for it, right? You use that discretion because you're there to serve the community. You're not trying to harp people up or hem people up or harp on people. And you're never given a lecture, right? Never walk up to someone, say, hey, what do you want? You want a ticket or you want a lecture? No, it's not your job to lecture. Just say, hey, listen, I'm giving some discretion on this one. I'm going to let you go because I don't believe you had any intent, but you need to pay more attention to operating your motor vehicle. Here's a written warning. I always say give written warnings, never verbal warnings. That's just me. There's some reasons behind it, but you make your own decision based on your training. So yes, you have to have that community service aspect. Now, how does that apply to your hiring process? Well, they're always going to ask you why you want to become a law enforcement officer. The question is usually, hey, tell me about yourself, why you want to become a law enforcement officer. Tell me why you want to become a law enforcement officer. Tell me why you want to be a law enforcement officer with this organization. It's all the same question, right? Your answer is barely changes between it. So if you get the question, why do you want to become a law enforcement officer? Your number one reason, as cliche as it sounds, and you can even start with, hey, it might be cliche, but I've learned or I feel that law enforcement is a service to other people. And that's what I want to do. I want to come out here. I want to do a job. Yes, there's benefits to it to me. I enjoy the compensation. I enjoy the healthcare benefits of it. But ultimately, I want to serve other people. And I have yet to meet a candidate. I can't say that. 98% of the candidates that I meet are candidates that want to do something important in their life. And that doesn't matter if they're 21 years old or 48 or 50 years old. It doesn't matter. They want to do something. Maybe they're wrapping up a career. Maybe they're just starting their career. Maybe they want to do something more meaningful in their life. They all start out wanting to serve others, 98% of them. And that's what we try to nourish and grow and expand upon. So for you, when you become a law enforcement officer, remember it's for service, right? Don't get caught up in any of the, oh, this is the way we do it. Oh, we need to get so many. No, I'm writing tickets because people deserve tickets, not because some city manager wants more revenue, right? That's not the case, right? Because I think this is the way that this individual needs to be, you know, atone for the infraction or for the issue that they chose. And if they disagree with it, that's what the court system is for. They can take it to the court system and present their case, and you'll present your case, and the courts will decide. It's not your job to be the judge, jury, and executioner, right? It's just your job to be the law enforcement officer. You enforce the law. If you believe someone's causing an infraction outside of what you would normally give discretion on, you issue them a citation or you arrest them, whatever's either mandatory or whatever you're comfortable with. If it's mandatory, you have to do it. So so for service, right? For answering that question, why do you want to become? I As generic as it is and as a cliche, I want to make an impact. And you can even say, I heard this from a law enforcement officer or a law enforcement instructor at one point that said, if you're not willing to serve the community, you don't really want to be a police officer, because that's what it is. Today's suspect or today's assailant could be tomorrow's victim, and you have to treat them at their destiny. Just because someone is you arrested someone the day before for, public intoxication, but that next day they're out walking around and someone's assaulting them. You don't get to say, "Oh, that's just Frank. He's been drinking a lot and he deserved it." No, no. And if you are going to say that, don't apply, because law enforcement doesn't need you. Law enforcement doesn't need that, right? But if you're saying, "Hey, you know what? Every single day I put this uniform and this badge on, everything bounces off of the uniform and badge. Nothing's personal towards me because I'm going to be the humble professional every single day. I'm going to come in and I'm going to serve the community to the letter of the law, right? To the letter and spirit of the law, and based on my training and experience, that is correct, right? If mistakes can be made, yes, right? As long as you accept them and say, hey, listen, I thought I was following XYZ. That's why there's something called, qualified immunity for law enforcement officers, because if they make a mistake in a legitimate mistake in a performance of their duties, right, and they believe that they were properly carrying out their duties, they're not liable for civil lawsuits, right, from members. So for you, and for answering this question, answer it by saying, add in there some point, yay, I believe this position would be great for me and my family. But additionally, I don't think I could see myself not doing something along this lines, because serving the community is just serving this community, serving a community, serving the country in a grander scale, wherever you're applying, local, county, state, federal, doesn't matter. I feel I can make a positive impact, or I want to make a positive impact, even if I just change or make a positive impact on one person. I've always said, and this is what I've always said in my career, if my entire career is summed up to me making one positive impact on someone's life, one positive impact, significant positive impact on someone's life, it's worth it. No matter what all else gets thrown at me, my career would have been worth it if I made one significant positive impact on someone's life. And I feel like I've made hundreds, if not thousands, That's just my impression of it, and people have told me I've made significant impacts on. But even at the end of the day, I still let me have one more. Let me make one more, right? And that's what I'm going to keep doing, and that's why I'm doing this just for you. So just keep that in mind. The answer to this question, right, is yes, I want to serve my community. And if that's not true, law enforcement, that is all law enforcement is. All law enforcement truly is at its core is serving your community. And it's, you can get frustrated and mad and everything, while you're in uniform. But as soon as you take the uniform off, it was the uniform. You can deal with reoccurring, offenders and be mad about them. But come the time that they're, trapped in a burning vehicle, right? Even though they're a repeat offender that you've arrested multiple times, you better be willing to run in there and pull them out because that's what it is, right? It doesn't matter if you've arrested yesterday's suspect or yesterday's, criminal could be today's victim, and you have to treat them the exact same way, right? As you would any other person, because that is the job. This one's a little bit more of a deep one, and I want to set that core and kind of reaffirm if you feel that way, if you really feel, hey, I can make a positive impact on at least one person in a law enforcement career, then do it. Become a law enforcement. If you've had considerations of doing it, if you have some stuff in your background, or if you feel that, hey, I'm getting too old, or maybe I'm too young, or whatnot, and you really have a passion, and so it consumes your thoughts, for the better part of a day, or multiple days, or weeks or months, or you've always had the desire to pursue it, do it. I'm telling you, do it. If you need help, reach out to me or any of our instructors. We'll take a free coaching call with you and give you whatever guidance we can to get you on the path to set you up for success, so you can get out there, have that nice compensation package, be able to provide for your family, or yourself, depending on what your situation is, and then also get out there and serve your community, right? If you have that desire, do it. We're here to help. Those gifts are down in the description for you. One is the Getting Started workshop. That's going to help you as well. Plus, there's a candidate eligibility exam in there too to let you know where you fall. And if you do well on that, you should know, hey, I have a shot at this, right? The next one is the free coaching call. Sign up for one. I'm glad to help you. Any of the instructors, they're just as knowledgeable, if not more knowledgeable than me. They'll be glad to help you as well. I hope the best for you. Stay safe. Pursue this profession if you want to. Serve your community, and I'll see you next time. Hey, before I let you go, I did want to ask real quick, if you enjoy this, know that we go in and we answer all the questions on YouTube. And then if you have any enjoyment from the podcast, from the audio podcast, no matter where you're watching it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any of the other platforms, please leave us a review and like and share it. That's how we get out there, and then that shows me that this is the content that you all want to see, and then it's actually being beneficial. So if you have a comment and you want to ask a quick question, you can ask it over on YouTube. We try to answer all of them for as long as we can, as well as any of the extra gifts that we have for you. But additionally, you can go on to our website. It's Armogan CT, so ARMOGANCT.com. And up there we have live free trainings that we do as well occasionally. And you can keep checking there and see if that's something that you want to jump onto. I hope this all helps you. As I said before, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.